Welcome to the sociology. The top was optional, targeting 300 plus in optional. Then your best choice is sociology. So as I keep telling always, minimum 300 is must to get into IAS. Minimum 300. So GS 1, 2, 3, you all get equal marks. Essay, ethics, and optional two papers are important. These four papers: essay, ethics, and two papers of your optional. These are the most important papers which decides the game. So please view all those videos, previous videos, if you have not seen that. Okay, so this is me, Mr. Shubin Fuad. Then these are my academic details. I'm a double postgraduate, one in sociology, one in IR. Then I completed MPhil, about to submit my PhD. Then I cleared JRF net in sociology, UGC JRF net in my first attempt, and I have written mains with sociology as my optional. Then this is my IELTS score 7.5. Regarding the language proficiency, these are some of the conferences that I attended. These are some of my publications. Okay, so the importance of this place, Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration. Always keep motivated. Once you clear the exam, go to this place. This is the paradise, right? Enjoy your life. Then go to the state in which you get allocation in the cadre that you are allotted. So 1 year you have to be there, then 9 months in district, 3 months again here. So 2 years of training, then you go to the state for your independent post. All these details, see, please read the previous videos. Okay, these are again some of the toppers who have taken sociology as their optional. Anu Kumari rank 2, Vishal Sa rank 81, Abhilash Abhinav rank 19, one of my friend, Hila Tripathi, Ajang Sar's sister, rank 51, and Akshar Kaushal rank 55. So this is just basic about sociology, people, social institutions, people going, people coming. Okay, all these videos, please listen. Welcome to Sociology 300 Plus Club that keeps you interested, updated with current affairs, flexible, providing leisure, great marks with lesser effort in top ranks, top services, and your preferred cadre. Have to choose an optional syllabus, materials, guidance, previous questions, scoring potential. All these things I have discussed already. So in this video, I'm not telling these things again. Okay, because then it will be like repetition. See these introduction video of sociology. Everything is discussed in detail there. This difference again is very important. Sociology in UPSC versus sociology in academics, and why sociology and all. What is the importance of sociology and the connection of relation of sociology and general studies. Okay, then my approach to sociology. These photos will clay and mud, conceptual clarity, writing sessions, blending current affairs, expert support. Okay, so let us get into the syllabus. Let's get into our business of the day. See, today we will discuss about this topic called marriage. So this topic is there in your syllabus. Okay. So what do you mean by marriage basically? शादी में क्या होता है? 1 minute. शादी में क्या होता है marriage में? So whenever you see a marriage, generally there will be a bride. Please listen this concept, okay? There will be a bride, girl, there will be a bridegroom, boy, है ना? Then there will be a lot of relatives, there will be a lot of guests, music will be playing, right? DJ वाला बाबू वो गाना and all, right? People dance. Then you will have food also, right? Then generally these people start their married life, right? So do you think marriage is similar everywhere in the world? No, there are a lot of differences. See, in a normal marriage, what happens is, see, there are within marriage there are different types. Arranged marriage, right? When there is the consent, or which is arranged by father and mother, parents of both boy and girl. When you boy runs away with the girl, or the girl run away with the boy, then it is called eloped marriage. Then there is love marriage, right? Then there are forced marriages also, like slavery. Okay, but you see, I'm talking about the general trends in marriage. Generally, what happens whenever there is a marriage, generally, the age of the boy will be more than the age of the girl, right? Boy's age would be more than the age of the girl, generally, not always. So, if someone, suppose you take the case of Sachin Tendulkar, his wife is senior to Sachin. So, if when you come across a marriage where the girl's age is more than the boys, then people will ask what happened. You did not get any other alliance, right? People ask like that. So generally in marriage, there will be this thing: the age of the boy will be more than the age of the girl. Then in village marriage, the celebrations will be there, right? So this is like an Indian marriage. Lot of guests will be there. Then it will be very costly, right? This is a European marriage. It is like generally, if you have seen English movies, it is a very different. Only some guests will be there. In Indian marriages, there will be a lot of people, right? Then these are see one husband, one marriage wife. This is also one husband, one marriage wife. This is also one husband, one marriage, one wife. But the difference is that this is like a group marriage. It's like in some villages, some people will sponsor marriages for people who don't have money to marry. So they will take the expense of all the people, and they will conduct the he will conduct the marriage. So see, this boy, this girl, they will be the couple. This boy, this girl, they will be couple. But the program happens in the same day, right? And this is the IAS toppers rank one Tina Dabin, rank two Atramir. Rank one, she is a Hindu Buddhist actually. Then this is rank two, he is a Muslim. So in some cases, marriages cut across religion also. Suppose you are from Hindu religion and you are a girl and your boy is also from Hindu religion, then people take it as a general thing. But if your boy is from Sikh religion, then they people ask what happened. You did not get people from same religion. Otherwise, elders will make issue. You know about Kaaf Panchayat, right? Haryana. So these people will make issue. They will tell you don't do like that. Marry a person whom we will fight for you. Right after that, there'll be food also. In some it will be traditional food. You sit on the floor. Then there will be like expensive auditoriums, five-star halls, banquet hall, and like that, right? So these are some of the basic things about marriage. It is a very easy topic. You'll get a lot of marks in this question. As I say, sociology is about the study of society. Everything comes under sociology. Everything comes under sociology. Family, all topics comes under sociology. Now let us just get into what is marriage and what are the different types of marriage. Okay, so first we'll go for definition. Marriage, it is basically a social arrangement. There is an understanding through which individuals or groups acquire certain special rights over. In this picture you see here, uh, though this was a group type, but it is not a group marriage because it is happening on the same day. But this husband, this wife, they are a couple. This husband, this wife, they are a couple. Like every husband and wife, two persons, they are a couple. But the whole marriage takes place in one day. But in some places, what happens is that in the earlier societies, what happened was that uh, sometimes group marriage happened in the earlier history. Group marriage happened. That means many boys and many girls will marry together, right? They'll have group marriage and they will live it like that. So in which individuals or groups acquire. In tribes also that is happened now also in many parts, some parts of the world. So what happens is that you are thinking that the type of marriage that exists in your place is similar everywhere. No, there are a lot of differences. Okay, so that is why through which individual or groups, when you write definition, you in sociology this is the easiest thing. That is why it becomes very easy. There are possibilities. So whenever you write, always think carefully which individuals or group acquire certain special rights. When you marry a girl or a girl marries a boy, special rights are there, right? That boy should live with the girl only, with the married person. Now he should not go anywhere. Like he should be living with her. He should have sexual relation with that girl only. Then they will have children. Right? He cannot have children from any other girl. Or the lady cannot go to any other person and say, I want children. Right? So that inheritance. right? After death, to your children get your property, you will get the property of your parents. Special rights including male or female, right? Some places again difference. So now you see gay marriages, male marriages, female lesbian marriage, just female, and get following rights: kinship rights, family based. Suppose you marry your wife, then she's not just a person, she is your wife. Then she is the wife, mother of your children. For a wife, you are the husband, you are the father of her children, right? Sexual rights, that you will have an understanding that sex happens between you only. There are again changes. People also go for extramarital sex, right? Sometimes that becomes an issue also. Right to produce children and domestic right. This is like living in the same room, using the same kitchen, right? Sharing plates, sharing dress, like that. Seek cooperation for management of household. So when there is a house, husband wife is there. So maybe generally you see in houses, wife takes care of the kitchen, right? Husband takes care of the job, economic activities. But there are again cases where husband and wife both are working. Then there are cases where wife is working, husband is sitting in the house. All these possibilities are there. Okay, now just we go for one scholar's definition. Malinowski defines marriage as a contract for production and maintenance of children. So in this question, any one scholar you have to quote, right? Any one scholar you should mention. You get 1 or 2 marks for this. Contract for production. You will produce children. Not only that, you will maintain them. That means you will raise the children, give education for them, then you support them, right? And when they become senior, when they become old, they will take care of you also. Hannah? So this is about Malinowski definition. Then he also talks in some cases compensation is given to girl's family. That is like suppose for example in Islam, when there is marriage, the husband gives money to the girl, right? Because he's buying that. That also exists in some places. Many places dowry also happens. Wife, the father of the parents of the girl, they have to give a great amount, big amount to the boy's family, right? Sometimes torture, domestic violence after marriage, a lot of violence happens because of all these issues. Then there is one more scholar, Lundberg. He says that it is a set of regulations marriage in which husband and wife have an understanding, which provides an understanding for husband and wife how to live together. This is also a definition. We will take one definition is enough, right? Types of marriages. They have asked this question: what are the types of marriages? This is the answer. Monogamy. That is, mono means one. Always remember, mono means one. That see this one. Mono is one. Di is two. Tri is three. And poly quadra is 4. Poly means more than this all. Okay, polygamy, more than one and all. Okay, so remember this word. You will find this word many times. Okay, so monogamy means you have one spouse. Husband can have one spouse, wife can have one spouse. Polygamy means husband can have many wives, wife can have many husbands. So that is why I'm saying always think about the general view. What are the main possibilities? Don't think from one point. Now you got 4 types of marriages: monogamy and polygamy, 2 types. Then we are going for divisions. You get more and more points. Serial monogamy. You see this thing, serial monogamy. Suppose the partner dies. Okay. Suppose the uh, partner dies. If the partner who is living marries again, right? That is serial monogamy. And even when that partner also dies, he marries another partner again. But at one time, there will be only one partner, no two partners at same time. Okay. But in straight monogamy, there is only one partner. If that partner dies, then no more marriage, right? So in serial, it is like a serial, Netflix series and a serial, TV serial. It goes on. Suppose a husband is there, then there will be one wife, and that wife dies, he marries another girl, she dies, another girl, she dies, another girl. It goes like that. But in straight, husband, wife, when the wife dies, then husband do not marry in his lifetime. Okay. Now polygamy. Polygamy means more than one partner, right? Monogamy, polygamy. In polygamy, you see, I told husband can have many wives, and the wife can also have many husbands. Right? See this picture. This father is giving some prayers. There is a boy, this black coat, and there are three girls. So the husband is having three girls. That is called polygyny. Because polygyny means there are the husband. It is talking from this point. Husband is the polygyny. He has more than one female partners, right? Then there is this picture. You see, there is a girl sitting in the middle. She is a wife and four husbands. So that is called polyandry, more than one husband. Okay, so there is this person called Murdoch. He studied some 843 cultures, 814 cultures. He said that in almost 84 cases, 84% polygyny is existing, because he studied 200 years back almost. So what happened was that not the last century. So in many cases, because of the domination of man, he has lot of wives, more than one. So he says that that is the most seen phenomenon, polygyny, almost 84%. Then in this monogamy, one husband, one wife, or one wife, one husband, he saw this as 16%. But this one he saw very rarely, polyandry. The wife having more than one husband, that is called polyandry. He saw this as very rare phenomena that exists in only some places in the world. That is why he called it as ethnographic curiosity. Okay, ethnographic curiosity. I will write it. Ethnographic. You have to mention this word. Okay, you'll get one mark. Curiosity, because not everyone will write such words. Ethnographic curiosity means, ethnography means, ethno means ethnic, people studying. So ethnographic, he goes to places to study. Curiosity means आपका जो it is called क्यूरियोसिटी, एक चीज के बारे में जानने का वो जो शौक होता है आपका, जुनून, क्यूरियोसिटी, क्या है वो, क्या चीज है. सपोज इफ यू वांट टू go to Himalayas, then you are going to going for trekking in Manali, then you are asking your friend who has gone to Manali, वहाँ क्या होता है, क्या माहौल क्या होता है, मौसम क्या होता है, ये सब सवाल आपका क्यूरियोसिटी से आता है ना. So he said that is ethnographic curiosity. He saw it very less, right? Then again there are divisions like, suppose in polygyny, husband wife marrying many wives. Suppose the wives are sisters, then that is called sororal polygyny. If the wives are not sisters, different girls from different houses, then they are called different families. They are called non-sororal polygyny, right? Then if the wife is marrying many people, if they are the husbands are brothers, then that is called fraternal polyandry. If the husbands are not brothers, it is called non-fraternal polyandry. Okay, so this is about different types of marriage. See, it is very easy topic, it is very easy to understand. Then there are some rules of marriage. Okay, first is exogamy. Exo means outside. Sometimes, mostly in traditional Hindu society, marriage happens. Endo means inside, gamy means marriage. Okay, endogamy means in caste they marry within the caste only. Generally, a Brahmin will marry a Brahmin only. Vaishya will marry a Vaishya only. they marry within the caste, that is called endogamy, but they marry from outside the village, right? So that is called exogamy. So outside something, that is called exo, inside something, that is called endo. Okay, so they marry from caste, same caste, that is caste endogamy. Then they marry from outside their village, that is called village exogamy, right? Next is hypergamy. Hypergamy means if you are a Brahmin and you are marrying a Vaishya, you can marry a suppose you are marrying a girl of lower caste. Hyper means you are marrying from a lower one, and Indian society is basically a patriarchal society, so we are talking from the male's point of view and a boy's point of view. Suppose you are a boy, you are marrying a girl from a lower caste, then that is called hypergamy. Then if the boy's status is below girls, that is called hypogamy. So that is why when love marriages happen many places, the boy and girl are beaten. This happened in Haryana also 2-3 months back. So they say that you go for hypergamy, don't go for hypogamy. Okay, next is cross cousin and parallel cousin. This is about in normal family you will see this, marrying your uncle's daughter or your uh, sister or father's sister's daughter, right? Aunt's daughter. So cross cousin means you are marrying your father's brother's daughter. Cross. Okay, sorry, cross cousin means you are marrying your father's sister's daughter. Cross, father's sister's daughter or your mother's brother's daughter. Suppose you are a boy, you are marrying your father's sister. Cross, one male, one female, father's sister's daughter or your mother's brother's daughter, uncle's daughter. Or it can be parallel cousin, that is mother's sister's daughter or mother's sister's son, right? Or father's brother's son or father's brother's daughter. Then this is uh, uncle niece. Uncle niece relation is very common in Tamil Nadu. That is why it is sociologically very important. A boy marries his sister's daughter. Suppose you have a sister, you are a boy, you have a sister, then you your sister like in, they give birth to a child girl. Then from that year onwards, you know that she is your wife, future wife. Then he will marry her. That is uncle niece relations. Okay, then again you have this thing called sister exchange marriages. In sister exchange marriage, what happens is that two friends, suppose you want to marry off your sister, then you will have to give dowry to someone, right? So you have a sister and you are making arrangements for your sister's marriage, then you have to give dowry for her marriage. So also when you are marrying, you get dowry from someone else's home, right? Some your wife's house. So what happens if you marry your friend's sister? You marry your friend's sister and make give your sister to your friend. So that's like marrying from one home to one home, and reverse is happening from other that home to this home. So what happens basically, you don't have to give dowry to remove dowry. Okay, then sororate marriage. Suppose here also said this sororal polygamy. That means when the wives are sisters, right? When the man marries wives are sisters, that is called sororal polygyny. Then here also when husbands are brothers, I told this thing, right? Fraternal polyandry. Likewise here also, when the uh, your boy, your wife dies and you marry her sister, then that is called sororate. In generally houses, families, you see this because the girl died, then they know this person, so they tell you marry her sister. Levirate means if a boy husband dies and the girl dies the brother of the husband, right? This is called levirate marriage. So these are some basic forms of rules of marriages. Okay, now we'll go for Hindu marriage. So Hindu marriage, you see these pictures. These are some rituals associated with the Hindu marriage system. So first one is, you see, this is just some of the words. Vagdana. Vag means word. You give the husband, the daughter's father gives word, right? And um, the husband's family also accepts that word. That's called Vagdana. Then the father gives the girl to the daughter. It gives the girl to the husband. Kanya Dana, giving the Kanyaka. Then Vivaha Homa, right? There will be this Havan. Panigrahan, that means you the holding the hand of the wife, right? Then there is Saptapadi, you take 7 steps across the Havan. This is the Hindu style of marriage, right? Now you see there are some changes that has happened to Hindu way of marriage over the years, right? For example, education. Earlier, child marriages were very common. Then, by the efforts of people like Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar and all, their efforts, then people, girls, when they are educated, they tell that they don't want to marry at the age of 10 or 12. They want to marry after getting a job and like that. So slowly, the age of the girl, age of the marrying age of girl, it increases, right? Next is British rule. British rule, you see, um, you know the word about Sati, right? Raja Ram Mohan Roy. So when during those times when the husband dies, wife should jump into the funeral. So Raja Ram Mohan Roy, with the help of Lord William Bentinck, right? He removed this thing. Then again the value of equality with British people came. Earlier you see there is this called a thing called Sambandham, Kulianism also. So in which upper caste people have marital alliances with lower caste people. But when Britishers came and they brought the concept of equality, in India it is a caste-based society, hierarchy is there. British people came with equality, concepts like equality. So what happened? People slowly started thinking about marrying from like not much worried about caste differences. They started to look into the person. This then love marriages just also happened. People are not much worried about caste. Constitution. In constitution also you see uh, right to equality, right against exploitation, right against untouchability. All these things came. So what happens? You can marry a person whom you want. It becomes the personal decision of the people, right? Next is modern values. Again, suppose earlier people used to marry girls of very lesser ages. 80-year-old person marrying a girl of 10-year-old, right? Then within 5 or 6 years he will die, and the complete lifetime the girl is living without anyone, living as a widow. 10 70 80 years she cannot marry anyone. But modern values, right? You see this just the symbol of justice, blind lady, she gives justice without looking at anyone. So modern constitution, modern values like equality, fraternity. Then again, the feminist thoughts all influence the increasing age of women. Also, now practice of dowry is getting less. Women can marry anyone. Right now, women also propose to boys. Earlier it was boys proposing to girls. If girls proposed to boys, it was not a good thing when it is in this earlier societies. Now girls also propose to boys. Various acts like Hindu Succession Act. Earlier you see uh, the case of polygamy was very rampant. Now a person cannot marry a wife, uh, a second wife, they cannot marry again when the first wife is alive. Okay. The Hindu Marriage Act of 1955 also introduced a lot of changes allowing divorce under specific circumstances like impotency, then miscarriage, etc. Character, the issue of maybe mental disorders like that, right? So these are the changes. Also, there is this concept called uh, Sagotra. So you have to go 7 generations in the father's side, and you have to marry outside that. In mother's side, you have to go 5 generations. That is called Sapinda. Either if you should look all these things, 7 in case of father and 5 in case of mother. There itself you see the patriarchy. In one side it is more, but now that is not much different. People are marrying within the same family and all, right? So these are the some changes that has happened. So they generally ask the question, what are the changes that has happened in marriages? Okay, so these are the answers. Now we'll go back again. You see, I told this thing, social arrangement through which individuals or group. So you got understanding, right? Mono, poly, wives as sisters, husbands as brothers, including certain rights, special rights over each other, including male or female kinship, right? Then when a girl is married to an 8-year-old person, if he dies, all the life she has to live as a widow. Following rights, kinship, sexual right to produce children, and domestic rights, etc. So these things, that's why I'm saying think from different view. Defines marriage as a contract for protection and maintenance of children. So all these things are polygamy, monogamy, polygamy, polygyny, polyandry, right? Kinship right, sexual right to produce children. That is what Malinowski says. But you see, in many marriages now, they don't have children. There is this thing called live-in relationships in cities. Has a boy and girl lives together, they share the same room, they share food, they have sex relations. Sometimes they have children, no, sometimes they don't have children, sometimes they have children, and after having children, after 2 years they marry, they register marriage, or they do will temple, church or mosque. Then they call people for to give food, like they have this marriage function like this, right? In Europe you see many footballers also, they marry like this, and their children will be standing like this, and they will give food also. These are all the practices. So that's why I'm saying there is not only one kind, different possibilities are there. So you have to think from all these views, right? Then again, there are relations for just namesake. They marry, but they live in different houses, they will not have sex relations also. Okay, so in different societies different practices are there. So this is a direct question which you get in almost every year meets this, you could this question. Hope you understood everything. Then thank you for your time. Join the optional, see the previous videos, introductory video, then syllabus analysis. Now I will come up with some questions and again previous papers analysis. Okay, so these are some of the in series of demo videos. And join the option will start within 2 weeks. um, Select sociology optional to get very good rank. Okay, see this thing, you should get all these things. Benefits of approach to sociology, GS, you'll get very good marks using sociology in GS. Sociology optional to everyone can take it. Then how to choose an option, then go to this place, become like them. Do you want to be the Manu Kumari, right? Then you go to this place, enjoy your life by taking sociology. This is the best option to clear UPSC, right? Then study well. Thank you for your time. Join the optional as soon as possible. Okay, God bless. Thank you.